everybody. Cable Rose, let's talk leadership. Today we're in Star Wars Clone Wars Season 1, Episode 3. So, I like this statement. I like where this episode is going to go for today. I like how this is built up for my day and where we've gone. And I'm excited to see what y'all thoughts are about this. So here it is. Today's statement, Star Wars Episode 1. Star Wars Season 1. So here we go. Easy is the path to wisdom for those not blinded by ego. I'll say it again. Easy is the path to wisdom for those not blinded by ego. Now, as a Star Wars fan, if you know the story, which most of us do, but how Anakin took his journey to where at a certain point his ego was getting in the way, right? He wanted that sit on the council, but he wanted the title of master. He didn't get it and he threw a tantrum. He wanted to understand that he had certain abilities and things to do, but he wasn't willing to lose the face for it along the way. And that ego part was a huge one in the story for how Anakin's demise came. Look at that into a work center, looking at that into a working group. If somebody in your working group, if his or her ego gets in the way as well, guess what? It too can play effect as to how he or she progresses or even the team progresses. We see this a lot. I was a military instructor. I was a 6 years PME instructor for United States Air Force. As my students arrived, we had a 6-week course. Brought them in on day 1. We set them up, and I told everybody in there, hey, some of you are just here to check the box and get through the course. I get that. Some of you might be here for what we called wood chasers. They were here for the plaque. They wanted to hang something up on the wall when they got home. I supported that too. If that's what you're here for, absolutely. As long as your ego didn't affect the rest of what I called the team. The 16 of them all showed up as strangers, but we became a team, and I wanted them all to be successful. Individually, I wanted to support their individual goals, but as an overall team, I didn't want somebody's ego to get in the way of exactly that. So I think it's a perfect setup for how people grow. It says it, easy is the path to wisdom for those not blinded by ego. On my social media, on my Instagram, I have a statement that's up there, and it says, I like this one. I get a lot of flack for this one, but I like it. Have the courage to suck at something new. That makes sense. I'm not going to be great at something the first time out. If you're watching this podcast, you're probably thinking, this isn't the greatest podcast. That's okay. I'm going to work, I'm going to grow, and I'm going to get to a better product as I go through it. But if it were my ego keeping me out of this, I would never even be able to do it. Because if it wasn't perfect the first time out the gate, then I wouldn't be able to grow from it. So I don't want to let my ego get in the way. And in the leadership realm of how this works, whether it's Star Wars or your work center, our egos, we have to sometimes check them at the door. Because I want to grow wisdom, I want to learn, I want to be something new, but I've got to do it through the sense of being able to take some on the shoulder. Constructive feedback, constructive criticism. You know, I'm all for that. Some people can't handle that. And that's where you can see some of that keeping people from being able to grow. I like Star Wars. I like talking about it. I hope you guys do too. Appreciate y'all being here. To everybody out there that's getting a good view on these things, let me know your feedback. Leave a message below. Send me a message on the DM. You know, hit me up and let me know what your thoughts are. I got some ideas going along the way. I'm going to bring some other items into this, and I have some conversations with some people I'll be bringing here in the future. So be sure to look forward to not just my opinion, not just my ideals, but other connections to the leadership concepts through Star Wars, through other people as well. So to everybody out there in TV land, I appreciate y'all being here. Y'all enjoy your evening, your day, whatever that looks like. Y'all be safe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip-flop.